Good Monday evening and welcome to the NCWLIFE Evening News. I'm Grant Olson. Before we get to what's making news today, let's head outside and take a look outside our weather window from this afternoon. And it was one of those days, boy, we thought we would get rid of these clouds and maybe get into the low 40s for highs today, but the clouds just settled in, a little bit of that foggy mist out there at times this afternoon, and that's what it looked like for most of the day as we look down at the Wenatchee Valley from our Wenatchee our Local-Tel Sky-Fi tower camera up on Wenatchee Heights. And it was cool today. And here's your Thanksgiving week outlook as we get you into Tuesday. Really not too bad of weather tomorrow. We're really going to warm up mid to upper 40s, maybe a little bit of precipitation in the morning. As we get to Wednesday, we'll see increasing clouds. And then by Wednesday night, a good chance of rain because on Thanksgiving Day, Thursday, it's going to be an all-day rain event. So it looks like right now, if you are traveling, Tuesday you could run into a few problems on Snoqualmie and Lookout passes on I-90 and maybe even Stevens Pass on Highway 2. And then once again, if you're traveling on Thanksgiving. But boy, Friday and into the weekend, travel looks pretty good. We're going to talk more weather coming up a little bit later on. And now a few of the stories we're following for you tonight. Wenatchee police have identified one of 3 suspects they believe broke into a car and stole credit cards that have since been used to run up substantial charges. A turkey fryer spill started a porch and then a home on fire Friday night, displacing an East Wenatchee family. And the county coroner says the Seattle deputy fire chief who died early this month while elk hunting in rural Kittitas County likely fell at least twice down slippery hillsides and cliff faces. But first, our top story tonight. Police caught up with an East Wenatchee man wanted on a robbery charge and allegedly found fentanyl, methamphetamine, and an illegal handgun in his possession. 23-year-old Ricardo Joseph Luna was charged last month with complicity to first-degree robbery for an assault and theft that took place 2 months earlier. Wenatchee police caught up with Luna on November 9th and last week said the car he was riding in contained just over 2 ounces of meth, 19 fentanyl pills, and a loaded .26 caliber pistol. Luna has prior criminal convictions and is ineligible to carry a firearm. He remains held on $100,000 bail. Wenatchee police have identified one of 3 suspects they believe broke into a car and stole credit cards that have since been used to run up substantial charges. Wenatchee Police Department Captain Edgar Reinfeld said the woman in photos police released on Sunday has been identified but not yet arrested. Police are still trying to identify 2 men also allegedly involved in the car prowl Friday about 10 p.m. in Wenatchee. The cards taken have reportedly been used to purchase items totaling at least $1,000. They're believed to be associated with a dark gray or silver Ford Explorer. Anyone with information on the suspects is being asked to contact the Wenatchee Police Department on the Rivercom non-emergency line, and that number is 509-663-9911. In other news, a turkey fryer spill started a porch and then a home on fire Friday night, displacing an East Wenatchee family. The fire was reported just before 5:30 p.m. in the 10 block of 33rd Street, just off Sunset Highway. Douglas County Fire District 2 said someone deep frying a turkey on the home's porch accidentally spilled the cooking oil, which set the porch on fire, and then the home's attic and roof. Firefighters from throughout the area assisted in fighting the blaze. The family is being assisted by the Red Cross. The county coroner says the Seattle deputy fire chief who died earlier this month while elk hunting in rural Kittitas County likely fell at least twice down slippery hillsides and cliff faces. 60-year-old Jay Schreckengoss' body was found November 14th at the base of a sharp, broken 700-foot slope outside Clifton. Crews from numerous agencies had been searching for the Seattle firefighter since he disappeared November 2nd while scouting for elk. After an autopsy Friday, Kittitas County Coroner Nick Henderson said Schreckengoss suffered numerous injuries that included a broken spine. Coming up next, the editor and publisher of the Wenatchee Business Journal and other newspapers serving Chelan, Cashmere, and Leavenworth has died. When state legislators return to Olympia in January, some of them will have to prove they're vaccinated for COVID-19 before entering the chamber floor. Highway 2 at Cashmere will have single-lane closures the next 2 nights as crews continue work on the West Cashmere Bridge replacement project. And a partnership with the Yakima Nation has helped restore a Stevens Pass Creek into better fish habitat. I'm Grant Olson, and you're watching the NCWLIFE Evening News.
I'm Dr. Wayne Latimer. I'm a chiropractic physician. I have postgraduate certifications in both whiplash, trauma and rehab, as well as sports medicine. The location is great. The light and the visibility, the 17-foot ceilings are fantastic. You can go into a lot of clinics, and it's very clinical. People really like the spa environment, so my whole premise was take a spa environment, add the very serious rehab, and give people an enjoyable way to get better over time.
Hello, my name is Brian Brett, the Fire Chief for Chelan County Fire District 1, and I just wanted to talk about how amazing our Rivercom team is. They are intentional, purposeful, and skillful in everything they do, and they are the best at what they do. How they prepare, how they handle the caller, how they coordinate the emergency services, and how they push themselves to be the best. This is the kind of spirit that our Rivercom telecommunicators have. Our community needs you, we need you, we admire you, you're our lifeline.
Winter is a great time to trade in your current hot tub. Turn your old hot tub into money with Blue Lagoon Pool and Spa's trade-in program. You can save $500 to $1,000 off of any new artesian spa or take advantage of a free Bluetooth music experience. Blue Lagoon Pool and Spa recommends draining your hot tub every 3 months. Ask us about our drain and refill special. Stop on by Blue Lagoon Pool and Spa today.
Welcome back. In another news, the editor and publisher of the Wenatchee Business Journal and other newspapers serving Chelan, Cashmere, and Leavenworth has died. On Sunday, paramedics were called to the Leavenworth home of Bill Forhan after he was found unresponsive. Since 2000, Forhan and his wife Carol have owned NCW Media and a holding company for weekly newspapers, including the Leavenworth Echo, Lake Chelan Mirror, and Cashmere Valley Record. The company acquired the Wenatchee Business Journal in 2011. Bill Forhan was 74. When state legislators return to Olympia in January, some of them will have to prove they're vaccinated for COVID-19 before entering the chamber floor. The Washington House of Representatives adopted rules last week, allowing a limited number of lawmakers on the floor if they've been vaccinated, with others participating remotely. Unvaccinated House members will have to undergo testing 3 times weekly if they want to access their offices on the Capitol campus. The rules are different in the Senate, which does not require vaccination, but all 49 senators will have to be tested daily while the chamber is in session. Highway 2 at Cashmere will have single-lane closures the next 2 nights as crews continue work on the West Cashmere Bridge replacement project. Chelan County Public Works says the contractor on the bridge project will be installing overhang brackets on the new bridge both tonight and Tuesday from 9:30 p.m. to 5:30 a.m. Flaggers will be directing eastbound highway traffic onto a 1-lane bypass near the river off Hay Canyon Road, while westbound traffic will be directed into 1 lane. In addition to replacing the old bridge, the project involves a highway overpass and a roundabout. A partnership with the Yakima Nation has helped restore a Stevens Pass Creek into better fish habitat. The Yakima tribes and the Okanagan-Wenatchee National Forest recently completed work on Skinny Creek, which runs along Highway 2, which is about 20 miles west of Leavenworth. For the last 8 years, about half a mile of Skinny Creek has been narrowed and contained by a berm, but was still home to a population of endangered steelhead. The partnership has now rebuilt the section into a meandering channel. Officials say the project design will provide better shelter and spawning ground for steelhead with no impacts for highway motorists. You're watching the NCWLIFE Evening News. Coming up next, tonight's feature story and your complete local weather forecast. That and much more still to come on the NCWLIFE Evening News. Please stay with us.
Mary Maids of Wenatchee believes a clean home is a happy home. Mary Maids provides holiday cleaning services to cheer about. Don't let the seasonal cleaning ruin the festive fun. Mary Maids can simplify your life at a great value. It's never too soon to start planning a holiday-perfect home. Mary Maids of Wenatchee happily offers a worry-free guarantee. Locally owned and operated, let Mary Maids do the cleaning while you focus on your family and friends. Call Mary Maids today.
Ever wonder what it takes for wild birds to survive the longer, colder nights of winter? They can't just turn up the thermostat or throw on an extra blanket. Winter Super Blend from Wild Birds Unlimited provides a super boost of energy and fat, essential for winter survival. Stop by our store to learn how you can help the birds this season and how you can attract more beautiful birds to your yard. Wild Birds Unlimited. More birds, more joy.
When it comes to finding a memory care community, you want the very best. You want to know that your loved one is safe and receiving compassionate care in a loving environment. Fieldstone Memory Care is an innovative assisted living community designed for those with Alzheimer's, dementia, and Parkinson's disease. You'll find a community specifically designed to enrich residents' lives. The Fieldstone team is here to help you navigate the important decisions you face when a loved one has dementia or Alzheimer's. Welcome home to Fieldstone.
Welcome back to the NCWLIFE Evening News. The city of Wenatchee finalized its $141 million budget last week to carry it through 2022. City officials don't expect to spend all that money next year because a lot of it applies to multi-year projects, including $54 million in construction and renovation. Finance Director Brad Posenjak told the council late last week it has a lot to do with the city's outstanding sales tax revenues.
Our sales tax has been coming in very strong the last several months, and we believe that's going to continue into 2022. So we were able to adjust our sales tax number up a little bit, which I believe is a more accurate number of what we'll actually receive next year. And all in all, the net effect of that ended up being that how last time when we reviewed our budget, the general fund had a negative 400 and some thousand in the recurring portion of the general fund budget, and now that negative is basically break even. It's positive.
I think for those that are at least watching from home or in the audience, these budgets sort of look like they just appear out of nowhere and they're done. And our finance committee meets twice a month, and we'll meet in January, and part of that will be our 2023 budget as we start looking forward into the next year, because we just do that almost every month as we watch sales tax come in and other sort of items. And so these are big documents and they're complicated, but we also follow them very closely, and we have a great finance team and a great finance committee that pays very close attention to everything that goes on. And what is a budget with how many different funds, Brad? 40?
44?
44 funds and $120 million of revenue, or $119 million. So it's a pretty complicated event, yet I think very well done from staff's perspective. And I appreciate the committee's work in helping us work through these issues and getting us to a balanced budget. And I think we're spending the money in sort of the right spots.
Time now for a check of your North Central Washington weather forecast. Hope you all had a great weekend and a good start to your week today on this Monday. Here we are above the clouds. What a great shot. This is our Billy Goat camera. You can just see Mount Kalispell. That is right on the Washington-Canada border. Underneath here, the Columbia River, also the Medhout River, and the two towns of Pateros and Brewster. But this is what we dealt with throughout most of the day here in the Wenatchee Valley, too. Those clouds stayed low, and we just didn't warm up all that much. In fact, unofficially 38 degrees our high temperature today. We should be at about 41 normally. Our record high, 60. That was set back in 1967. We started off the day at 34. Didn't make much progress throughout the day, did we? 4 degrees warm up throughout the day today. 29 is our normal low temperature. Once again, 1985 was brutal for cold. This time, record low 1 degree on this date back in 85. Precipitation to date, 5.06. Sunrise this morning, 7:16, and set this afternoon at 4:18. Let's take a peek at your Tuesday weather now, at least your temperatures as we get you into Tuesday, and inch a little bit closer to that Thanksgiving on Thursday. Temperatures tomorrow will be warmer, and we'll see that all over north central Washington. 46s in Moses Lake and Ephrata, 47 in Quincy. We should be the warm spot right here in Wenatchee tomorrow at 48. Ellensburg, 45, and Cashmere, not a bad day for you either with a high temperature of 46. So tonight we can expect increasing clouds, and I don't know how they can increase. We've been cloudy all day, but we'll see a 50% chance of rain or snow develop overnight. Here's our frontal boundary off an area of low pressure that's still up in the Gulf of Alaska. So will it or won't it come over the Cascades and bring us a little shower activity? I have to wait and see on that. Mostly cloudy for Tuesday then. A rain-snow mix, about a 30% chance of this. It will warm up though. We just talked about that with high temperatures in north central Washington, primarily in the mid to upper 40s. As we get you into midweek, it's kind of an in-between weather day. We'll see increasing clouds and then late 60% chance of rain mixed with snow with high temperatures in the lower 40s. But boy, a good fetch of moisture moving in on us. This will be about 1 or 2 in the afternoon on Thanksgiving. We do have an 80% chance of rain, and look what happens then as we get a little bit later in the afternoon. A lot of folks eating dinner that time, and it looks like rain, folks. At least no snow if you are traveling, mostly a rain event. Highs on Friday as we see a little bit of morning shower activity, almost 50 degrees with partly cloudy skies. So it's going to be a decent day to travel if you are leaving on Friday. This weekend, mostly cloudy. I really believe we do have a 50% chance of rain, but I think most of that will stay to our north, and we'll just see some clouds on Saturday with highs in the mid to upper 40s. As we get into the end of the weekend then on Sunday, a nice way to end our weekend. We'll see partly cloudy skies and unseasonably mild temperatures with highs on Sunday. Boy, statewide nice, and here at home, somewhere in the low 50s. Take a look at your 7-day forecast now. 31 our overnight low tonight. Maybe a rain-snow mix tomorrow. I wouldn't hold a lot to that, 30%, 48. So a nice warm-up, and we'll go right back down on Wednesday. A rain-snow mix late in the day on Wednesday, and especially on Thanksgiving, where we have an 80% chance of rain, especially in the afternoon and in the evening hours. 51 on Friday with a little bit of morning rain, 49 Saturday, a chance for showers. And then as we get into Sunday, partly cloudy and mild with a high temperature then of 51. And that's a look at your local weather forecast. Coming up next, tonight's sports report with Eric Granstrom and more as the NCWLIFE Evening News continues right after this.
Somewhere behind these doors is a family member, often alone, taking care of a loved one with Alzheimer's or some other disability, or providing care for a loved one who is not ill but only aging and no longer able to care for themselves. In the field of caregiving, this is the home front. For the home is where most Americans will live out their last days. Contact Aging and Adult Care of Central Washington for a variety of services including caregiving, meals, and medication help.
Introducing Alpine Airman. Because every home needs a superhero to eliminate poor indoor air quality, send inefficient operating equipment packing, and cut high energy bills down to size. For heating or cooling and equipment replacement, turn to the experts and the superheroes at Carrier and Alpine Air. We offer the best deals on high-efficiency Carrier products, along with friendly, knowledgeable service and incredible savings to fit your budget.
With TV advertising, what we want to do is more deeply connect with the community.
People spot me in different parts around North Central, Costco and Wenatchee, say, hey, you're the pizza guy. And so they wouldn't know that if it weren't for the TV commercials we've done.
We've been here so long that people already know who we are and what we do, but to have that image flash on their television screen as opposed to just hearing it in the radio or seeing it in the newspaper. I just love the fact that we can actually put our finger on when a customer comes in and says, I saw your ad.
It's becoming increasingly difficult in this digital age to know where are your customers listening or watching, because I watch all the different channels that they watch too, like Cooking Channel, History Channel, and so it was wonderful to be able to be on there.
I would say that if you want to do business in Wenatchee, then you should connect with the people of Wenatchee, and there's no better way to do that than with NCWLIFE.
And now it's a sports update on the NCWLIFE channel.
And a happy Monday to you. The Seahawks continued to struggle on third down on both sides of the football in a 23-13 loss to Arizona on Sunday. Seattle's offense converted just 2 of 10 third downs on the day, while the Cardinals were 7 of 14. Coach Pete Carroll is scratching his head trying to figure out what's wrong.
It's really surprising now that we're back a couple weeks with Russ back in there and that we had such a hard time scoring, and moving the football. There's things that are, the running game was pretty efficient, but it came down, we were 1 for 5 in the first half, Yeah, the hard part of it is it's kind of this, it's what it's been like, and it hasn't gotten better, and we have to improve. We got to find our ways.
Russell Wilson completed 14 of 26 passes for 207 yards, was sacked 4 times. He says while the outcomes have not been what they wanted, he still believes they can turn it around.
It's disappointing. But I also know that every guy in that locker room has the right intentions and hope and dreams and belief that we can fix it, and we will fix it. I know the past game or two or whatever, it doesn't feel like it, or even the past several weeks, to be honest with you. But I also know what we're capable of. I know that I see it every day in practice. I see what we do, and so we have to translate that. And I think that we have to figure out, how to. The biggest thing is how do we eliminate just these big moments. I think, kind of going back to your question, I think, we had some good drives, good feeling drives, and then boom, it's like, especially today in particular. And so I think we eliminate those little mistakes like that. I think we can be better.
Seattle's defense also struggled getting off the field as Arizona held the ball twice as long as the Seahawks in the game. Jamal Adams says despite a 3-7 start, he and his teammates still believe in each other.
We're going to turn it around. Do I know when? No, I'm not that guy. But we will turn it around. It's just about taking those steps each and every day. And for the outside, obviously we can't control the outside noise and who believes in us. But I like us. I believe in us. We believe in each other. You know what I mean? And that's really what matters, at the moment. It's not really what matters what other people are kind of thinking about us right now, because that's when you get into feeding into that, that's where you lose focus on the real goal. So the 53-man roster, the team, the practice players, the coaching staff, the training staff, the equipment staff, we all believe in one goal, and that's winning.
Seattle will be on the road a week from tonight to face the Washington football team on Monday Night Football. Well, checking the Les Schwab College football scoreboard from over the weekend, Washington State became bowl eligible with a 44-18 win over Arizona Friday night. Jaden DeLora threw for 259 yards and 4 touchdowns to lead the Cougars. Central Washington's season came to an end Saturday in the first round of the NCAA Division II playoffs. Northwest Missouri State opened up a 13-7 game in the second quarter, scoring 5 consecutive touchdowns to beat the Wildcats 50-21. Colorado returned one of Washington's 4 turnovers for an 88-yard fumble recovery touchdown as the Buffaloes held off the Huskies 20-17. The loss means Washington will have a losing record for the first time since 2009. The Apple Cup is coming up this Friday in Seattle. Eastern Washington broke open a tie game with 21 third-quarter points to beat Portland State 42-28 Saturday. Eric Barrier threw for 320 yards and 5 touchdowns to lead the Eagles. Well, Okanagan is in the semifinals of the State 2B football playoffs after a big win on Friday night. The Bulldogs rolled over Columbia Burbank at Lee Bofto Field of the Apple Bowl 50-0. Next up for Okanagan will be Napavine this Saturday at 1 o'clock at Tumwater District Stadium. Meanwhile, Liberty's Bell's season came to an end Saturday in Moses Lake, where they fell to Odessa in the State 1B quarterfinals, 62-22, the final there. Wenatchee's stay at the state for a volleyball tournament lasted just one day. The Panthers lost a heartbreaker in 5 sets in the opener to Mount Rainier. Wenatchee went on another 5-set adventure against Lake Stevens. Panthers won the opener 25-22, but then dropped the second set 25-12. They won the third 25-14, but fell in the fourth 25-16. Went to a fifth and final set 15-10. To the other guys. Ellensburg and Ephrata also bounced out of the State 2A volleyball tournament on Friday. Ellensburg lost 2 5-setters to White River and Shadle Park. Ephrata was swept by Anacortes before falling to Mark Morris 3-1. By the way, Bothell, the 4A champs, Meade, the 3A champs, Columbia River, the 2A champions. Well, the Seattle Kraken snapped a 6-game losing streak with a 5-2 win over the Washington Capitals last night at Climate Pledge Arena. Washington skated out to a 1-0 lead early in the first before Seattle responded. It was pretty much all Kraken from there. Seattle will go for 2 wins in a row when it hosts Carolina Wednesday at 7 o'clock. That'll be on Root Sports Northwest. The Wenatchee Wild salvaged the final game of a 3-game road trip over the weekend. First of all, on Friday night, Wenatchee began at Nanaimo, falling to the Clippers 3-1. Owen Bone was the only Wild player to find the back of the net. On Saturday, the game was a little more promising as Wenatchee got out to an early lead on Ian Somoza's second goal in the season. Victoria tied it in the second, then broke the ice in the third, with the Grizzlies scoring 3 unanswered goals for a 4-1 win. The losing streak would grow to 4 straight as Wenatchee headed to Langley Sunday. That's where Landon Parker and the Wild Boys would end it there as they came out strong to kept adding on to it in a 5-1 win.
Right side brought ahead by the Wild and tight. Good backhand play by Cielski. Comes to left point. Gasparini held the near side by the Wild's Ian Somoza. Blue line feed for Gasparini. Toe drag. Wrist shot. Scores! It's a power play goal. The 6th consecutive for the Wild. And they lead 1-0. It's at a 2. Just missed over the goal. What a block there. And a brave one. That one's player's hurting. That's Landon Parker. Lefty long shot block. Leather shots. They score! Devin Nagra. His first BCHO goal. Near side Nagra, spun back out front. Shot towards goal by Bond. Slap shot by Bond, he scores! Off the left side with a bouncing puck. He beat Ganorik left side, and just after the ribbon tie, the first line stuck inside their own zone, and it's a 2-1 game just like that. Right point held in my own. Bond across the middle for Gasparini. Left side pass, top of the circles, toe drag, wrist shot towards goal, they score! Ian Somoza, second of the game. They're picked off right side of the Wild. Here they come. Right side is a chance for Sidlowski, and alone to ice the game. He does. It's a 4-1 Wenatchee lead with 1:23 to go here in the third. And take it free was Juka. Left in Overson. Tipped in front. They score. It's Ben Ivey just as the timer expires. And a dagger to the hearts of the Rivermen as it's a 5-1 game. It's another power play goal for the Wilds.
Thanks to Hockey TV for the highlights. Wenatchee returns home to host Salmon Arm at the Town Toyota Center this Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. That's a look at sports news. I'm Eric Grandstrom. Grant, back to you.
Thank you very much, Eric. And now let's check in with Dan Kuntz for a look at what's coming up tomorrow morning on Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. Dan?
Thanks, Grant. Tomorrow on Wake Up Wenatchee Valley, we talk Wild hockey with Sean Ziers, the interim broadcasting voice of the Wenatchee Wild. They finally started scoring a lot of goals on Sunday. We'll see if they can keep that going this weekend. They got 3 games at the Town Toyota Center this Thanksgiving weekend on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. We'll talk Wild hockey with Sean Ziers. We'll have that weather forecast that you need and everything else to get your Tuesday going on this Thanksgiving week. We hope that you join us tomorrow morning at 7 a.m. live and local for Wake Up Wenatchee Valley right here from Studio 4. Grant, back to you.
Thank you very much, Dan. And that's going to do it for our newscast tonight. For more on these stories and other news from around North Central Washington, you can find us on Facebook or our website at NCWLIFE.com. And remember, if you see news happening, we'd like to hear from you. You can send us an email at news@NCWLIFE.com or give us a call at 888-6295. I'm Grant Olson. Thanks for joining us and have a great night. News, weather, and sports. It's all here weekdays at 5, 6, and 10 on your local news source, the NCW Life channel.